Today we are talking, as always, on Wednesdays with the Manitowoc Public Library,
Yay.
and yay! And there was a little. We should have a little pop-up celebration thing. I think I
Yes.
have one here. Tina can say yay. Here we go. Yay!
There we go. Perfect.
The award-winning, wonderful Manitowoc Public Library. And
Mhm.
today I'm talking with Kristin. Hi, Kristin. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing well. This is a
Excellent,
good day.
excellent. It's a beautiful day. I see the sun
It
shining
really
in
is,
and
actually.
into the office there. And
Yes.
tell me, what is your title at the library?
I am officially the teen services person. So I create programming for ages 11 to 18. So,
Sure.
and some of the tweens too.
Excellent.
Um,
And there's always a robust something going on at the library
mhm.
for teens. And today
Yes.
we're talking about something that I was interested when I was a teen in
Mhm.
doing. I loved writing poetry and I did write some short stories.
Mhm.
And we're talking about writing today. Is that
We are
correct?
talking about writing today, and these programs that we're going to be talking about are for all ages. So not just teen through adult. So
Very cool.
um, you're never
Okay.
too old for this.
You're never too old to write. And,
Never too old to write.
I found my love of writing come from journaling lately. So I try to
Hmm.
journal every once in a while, at least once a week, kind of get my thoughts on paper. And the journaling has, over the course of several years since I started it, I'm looking at it and I'm like, boy, I have a lot of words here. I have a lot of different things here. I could break this up and I could write a book from from all this journaling. So we're talking about some writing events to get people who have always wanted to write something or excited about writing. We want to get them into the library and give them encouragement. Is that
Yes,
correct?
absolutely. Because the best time to start something is now, and
Right.
the next best time is tomorrow.
Right.
So
So let's talk
and
about the events that you have going on
yes.
for teens
For teens and adults, these
and
ones are
adults.
and adults, yes. This is kind of an all ages thing. But what we have going on right now, and that is what is today? Actually, just there was one yesterday, so the next one will be October 8th, and it is Space to Write. Now, what this
Ah,
is essentially just a space to write because all of the time, graphic, yay. Okay, all of our excuses for not writing, if you've ever wanted to write a book or poetry or anything, all of our excuses revolve around I don't have time. I
right,
don't have time. I don't have the right place to do it. I don't have time to do it. I just don't have time. Well, now you do. Come to the
yeah.
library Tuesdays, second and fourth Tuesday of each month. There will be space set aside for you in the Franklin room, or Franklin Street room, which is downstairs in the library. And it's a quiet place. There's tables, there's chairs. There will be tea and cocoa sometimes. And just come and write. Come and do it. Now is the time. Because we want to remove those barriers for people who say, oh, I've always wanted to write a book, or I have a book, I have an idea, I have a
Yeah.
story, I have a poem, I have a screenplay that I want to see and it doesn't exist. So I need to do this, but what I don't have is time or space. Now
Right.
you
Yeah.
do.
And now you do, and we have to make time and space for those things in our
Mhm.
lives that we truly love to do. I'm an
Yes.
artist, so becoming an artist is a very. I have a lot of excuses not to paint.
Hmm.
But I need to come up with the one excuse to paint, and that's it's good for me, right? It feels
Hmm.
good, and the same thing with writing. It feels good to write.
Oh
So
yeah.
there, and this is also you can also probably network with other people as
Mhm.
well, right?
Yes. If conversations happen, I mean, the room is there. We will. There are also in the room things like prompts.
Hmm.
There's the chair of inspiration, which
Oh,
has
what's that? I
articles
need
on
to know
how to
more about that.
It has articles on how to be a better writer. It has articles from publishers and from published writers, um, and a couple other things that I just put in on a bulletin board behind the chair. So
Ah,
in the chair, read these articles, think about this stuff. We have exercises for writers. So if you want to flex some creative muscle and do some innovative thinking about things you've already written, Like one of my favorites is that what you're gonna take a scene that you've already written and rewrite it, changing the wording, the verbs and the adverbs and the adjectives, change the mood of the scene. So if you've written this very peaceful scene, make it very exciting or very scary. You know,
Yeah.
just by changing the wording, not what happens,
Yeah.
but the wording. It's one of my favorite exercises to do.
That sounds like a
We have
great
this kind of stuff
exercise.
too.
Yeah. And
And
so,
people
oh,
should
go
write.
ahead.
People should make art. People
Yeah.
should make art not because we're making money at it or because we're good at it. We should make art because we're people. It's one of the things that makes us human. So,
Bingo. Bingo. And
mhm,
writing is something that I had been kind of afraid of doing in the past because I'm afraid of making grammatical errors or spelling errors, and people get apprehensive. Like I don't know, they stare at the blinking cursor and they don't know how to start. So it sounds like you have so all those kind
yeah.
of excuses pushed to the side, and you have inspiration going on. You
Mhm.
have a quiet space going on. It sounds like a really wonderful little event. And when is this again? This is Tuesdays.
This is Tuesdays, so the second and fourth Tuesday of the month from 5:30 to 7:30 in
Okay.
the Franklin Room, which is downstairs, sort of by the elevators in the library.
Sure.
And yeah, and it's all set up for you. The doors open at 5:30. Well, the doors to this room open at 5:30. Um, you are always welcome to come and sit in one of our study rooms and write. That is always an option. But this
Yeah.
specific space will be there from 5:30 to 7:30 on the second and fourth Tuesday of the month. And yes, everyone is welcome to come and write and make art, do poetry, write songs, just write
Cool.
because yeah, we should do that. We should make art. Everybody should make art. I'm
Yeah, and it's really
I'm just
therapeutic.
kidding.
It's really therapeutic, I
Mhm,
found, and I was telling you I was journaling to write
mhm,
things and to get your. It doesn't have to be perfect, just to get it out into the world. And
mhm.
even if you don't show anybody, at least it's out there, and you've got a good start. So I really think that's a cool program, and
Yes.
what a great idea.
Especially sometimes if you don't show anybody.
Yeah,
I think it was Flannery O'Connor that said, "I don't know what I think until I see what I write." It's
right.
amazing what you can understand about yourself just by
Yeah,
the act of putting words on paper or on a screen. And
right.
yeah, sometimes that blinking cursor is the hardest thing to overcome, or the blank page, the terror of the blank page. But it gets easier. And that's the other thing. Once you start, it
Yeah.
flows more. More comes out. You will be amazed at what you discover.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so, speaking of words on a page, I want
Words on a
to
page.
Words on a Page, National
Yeah.
Novel and Writing Month here.
Mhm.
Explain what that is.
This is one of my favorite things in the world, honestly. I'm I've done National Novel Writing Month for I think this will be my 15th year. I have to go back and count.
Wow.
But I discovered it completely by chance. It was created in 1999, I think. This is their 25th year. So yeah, 99, by a group of people who, like many people, like many of us, have always wanted to write a book because we love reading or we love books or we love stories or whatever the reason. We always want to write a book. And one of the biggest things is people keep saying, well, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to write a book. And they decided, well, this November, we're going to write a book. And they pulled a book off their shelves. According to the lore, it was Brave New World by
Hmm.
Huxley, but
Yes.
no one can confirm that.
That sounds great.
um,
Let's go with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and kind of estimated how many words were in it,
Hmm.
and they came up with the number 50,000. So the challenge is to write 50,000 words in 30 days in the month of November, and that's National Novel Writing Month. It sounds like a
Wow.
lot because it's a lot. It is a
Yeah.
lot.
How many words a day is that?
It's roughly 1,667 ish words a day.
Hmm.
It doesn't quite math out
Sure. Sure.
precisely,
Approximately.
but
Yeah.
approximately. Um, but it can be done. And the thing about having a challenge like that set for you is then you have a deadline. You also have kind of a trajectory, you know what you're aiming for. You also have kind of pressure, but in a good way.
Yeah.
It's it's a goal that's set and it's achievable. It can be done. It does require a little bit of work,
Hmm.
and it requires a little bit of rearranging your time. But again, because it's an official goal with an official website and
Yeah.
everything, you have kind of permission to do it, which is the
Sure.
big thing. You know, you let yourself have permission to do this thing that
Yeah.
you've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Um, and I really enjoy it. I do it every year, and
So have you
I'm
actually
very excited.
finished and written a book?
I've written a first draft, and
Wow.
a lot of things about the National Novel Writing Month. It is a month. You don't have to write a novel. You can write short stories, you can write screenplays, poetry,
Sure.
whatever. Um, it's international. People from all over the world do it. When you go to the website, there are groups in Africa and groups in Europe and groups in Asia and just everywhere writing together for this month of November. And yeah, it's very exciting to be part of that, as well as to be in your head for that long,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
lack of a
It
better word to say.
it reminds me as a painter, there's always these 30-day challenges going on where we're
Hmm.
going to do 30 portraits or 30 drawings of this thing
Hmm.
in a day, and or excuse me, in a month. So is there any accountability towards that, or are people encouraged to post about their journeys?
Um, yes, and there is a website. It's the National Novel Writing Month website. If you go to, it's NaNoWriMo. So NaNoWriMo is the
Ah,
acronym for it.
okay.
NaNoWriMo. I think it's .org. Might be .net.
Well, if you just
It's
Google
safe.
National Writing
If you
Month,
do
I'm sure it'll come up.
Google
Yeah.
National Novel Writing Month, you'll come
Yeah.
up with it. There's a community of people all over the world who do this. And then when you win, because you don't win anything except a big pile of words that you can go
Right.
forward with, but also you may win, you know, a battle over writer's block or a battle over your
Right.
own perfectionism. Um, there's a lot of ways to win, but when you win, basically you get a video of everyone cheering you on.
Yay! All right,
You
cool.
did it. They all wear Viking hats. It's very cute.
That
I don't
sounds
know why,
fun.
but yeah.
That sounds fun.
But it's it's more about the journey and about the discovery
Sure.
of what you're actually capable of. And we
Yeah.
all have that perfectionism, that inner editor voice in our head that says, "Well, you don't know enough. You don't have enough
Mm.
information. This isn't the right time. You don't have time." Uh, Back to you don't have time. Um, And what National Novel Writing Month says is no, you have time. The time is now.
Right.
You know enough. Start now. Just start, because once you start, it's so much easier to keep going.
Well, I think it's great. And I think that it's wonderful that the library offers encouragement to people trying to get their book done or even an essay done or whatever it
Hmm.
is. Both writing events seem very they're like excuse destroyers, right? So like
Yeah.
I no longer have an
Hmm.
excuse not to write. So
No, you don't. Come and write, and,
yeah.
or paint if that's what you know.
Yeah, right.
If
I
that's
could bring my
your,
easel in and paint people writing and then
you
write
could.
about the painting
Well, with their permission.
with their
Ask
permission, right?
first,
Right.
but with their permission. But yes, there is actually. I don't know that they're doing it this year, but in the past, the National Novel Writing Month site has done a 30 book covers in 30 days,
Oh wow.
where you submit your synopsis of your book, and then somebody will create a cover for you. I don't know
Wow.
that they're doing that this year, but they have done that in the past. Um, so it's a let's do art.
Let's make art.
Let's make art.
Let's make
Let's
art, and let's make something creative, and let's make something
Mhm.
cool, and let's do it at the public library, at the Manitowoc
Yes.
Public Library, a safe
Hmm.
space to create. There you go.
Hmm.
You can have that one for free.
Okay, I'll put that on the signs.
Right.
I will too.
Wonderful.
Because yes, that's what it is. That's what it's meant to be. And
Yeah.
in general, that's kind of what libraries are. We have this huge collection of books and um, other visual things as well, and cake pans and all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. Come and use our stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Come and
Yeah.
use
That's
our
what it's
room.
there
Come and
for.
use this space. Come and use the knowledge that's on these shelves, um, and make art.
And make art. Cool. And that's the
Mhm.
message today. No more excuses. If you're a
No more
writer,
excuses.
you heard it here.
Mhm.
Participate, and let's give those dates out one more time for the Space to Write, just so people know. The second and fourth Tuesday, is that correct?
Yes, second and fourth Tuesdays from 5:30 to 7:30 in the Franklin Room. We will be having
Wonderful.
a National Novel Writing Month prep party in October. Here we go. October 15th from 6 to 7. We'll be doing a little more information on what the website is, but also some exercises on getting you started. Let's find a storyline for you. Let's find some characters. Let's get those creative juices going a little bit. And
Wonderful.
then, yeah, come and write. Come
Awesome.
and write.
Thank you, Kristin, so much. Your smile is infectious, and it's so wonderful to hear the excitement behind your voice, especially for the National Novel Writing Month. I
I
love it,
get so
and good
excited.
luck to you. Good luck to you too. Are you going to
Thank you.
participate?
This year I'm doing second draft stuff.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, last year I abandoned my second draft and wrote a whole new story. So
Wow.
there's no, I may do that again because it's such a temptation, but I should focus on the second draft. So
Well, as long as you're writing, that's a good thing, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for joining me today, Kristin. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All
Okay.
right. Have a great day.
Bye. You too.